I'm coming up, so you better get the party started. Thanks for tuning back into Vicariously Living. Today's video is about technician jobs. I've done a couple of them, so I'm just giving you an inside scoop of what each position is like. Okay, so we have engineer technician. I just started that job recently, so I'm sure it might be different in each company, but I'm working for a private company, and sheesh. Engineering technician can be the construction field or the environmental field for what I've done so far, doing construction inspecting. When buildings are setting up their foundation, whether it's masonry or concrete, make sure that they're following regulations. And then as for doing environmental work or the geophysicist work is the preparation before things start being built. So that's what an engineer technician, what I've done. For science technician, I worked with Fish and Wildlife, and that one was surveying boaters, check for crabs, shrimp, fish catches, specifically if it was a Chinook, just because they're endangered. We would take their scales, and that helps you see ages. If they have a chip or a tag in their head, we would cut it off, and then they would send it so they could track where the salmon traveled from the hatchery to where it went in the sea and how many times it went back. It's kind of fun. You just talk to a lot of people. Sometimes not fun, because if you see the same person over and over again and they haven't caught anything, they're definitely going to be grumpy because you're the first person that they see after you come back, and you're like, how are your catches? And they're like, it sucked, I didn't catch anything. But that's a science technician position that I've done. Obviously it can be different for anyone. Land management technician position that I've done it in the south. So it was a prescribed burning crew basically, and we did a lot of prescribed burns, a lot of prepping land so that the area where you're burning won't have any fire that goes over. There's a lot of work like planting trees, seeding plants that are native so then they can come back into the same area. I just also did a lot of fun things because we would work in state parks. So like Okefenokee was super cool, and I got to see alligators. But yeah, you'll see a lot of wildlife doing this job. And not too hard to get into, just a lot of different work that you'll be doing with land management. So it can be really fun because each day is different. The forestry technician or the wildlife firefighter, which is what I did for a couple of years. That one is just going to wildfires and just making sure that you put out the fire. Lots of hiking, lots of digging line, and just a lot of team bonding, but lots of traveling and eating MREs or just eating like really sad sandwiches. I made a lot of cheese sandwiches because I can't eat bread. That job, you just have to be really physically fit, or at least able to push yourself through a lot of work. Wildlife technician position, I worked in the Department of Natural Resources, and that was with the tortoise surveying crew, which I did a video on, which I'll maybe do a little thing somewhere around. Basically just working with endangered species and making sure that their population looks good, just basically surveying their existence. Oh, tortoise. And then because it's kind of seasonal working with tortoises, we ended up doing other work like looking for salamanders, snakes, and butterflies, so a lot of other different things. So basically, if you're interested in creatures in any sort of way, I would highly recommend any type of wildlife technician job. And if you're having a hard time getting into something that you like let's say you're really interested in birds, I would recommend whatever you have in your area, just get into that and then start getting that experience. And then once you get that experience in, then you can apply for something that's more specific to what you want, just so that you have that on your resume. So I just want to make this video really short and sweet, just like the basic about each job. So just overall, all these jobs are outside, so that's really nice. Each one is kind of different in what you do, because the forestry technician or the wildlife one, you're definitely going to have to be aware of your fitness level and probably mental as well, just because you're working long hours, you're working with people all the time. It's a different type of seclusion even though you're with a group. I'll just think about that. Wildlife technician, they would work all over the state, so that was kind of fun. Also lots of traveling, but that was always fun. And then for the science technician, I was kind of in one local place the whole time, but still outside, still talking to people. The engineering technician also is a lot of outside work, not as outside as some people may like. So when you're figuring out what type of technician job you like, think of like if you want it to be like rural or like outside, or if you want it to be secluded but you're with groups of people. It could differ per company or agency that you work with, but overall you're going to be outside, probably going to be doing different things every single day, and you might have strange hours or long hours, but that's what I learned about the technician life. So I hope this video was informative and maybe helps you understand what different technician jobs are like, and hopefully help you find one that you're interested in. And if you have any other questions, comment down below. And if you're interested in learning more about one of the specific jobs that I did, then let me know below as well. And thanks again for tuning back in to Vicariously Living. And all these bees flying around everywhere, my head's itchy. The technician life.